and I'm here at Kayla's house today, and we are going to show you a video on how to do a baby blanket with piping that you create on your own. This pattern is also found in our pattern called 6 So Simple Baby Blankets that we can share with you. But let me show you what tools and fabrics that you need to do this project. So first of all, you're going to need 2 coordinating fabrics. So I've got 30 by 30 squares of this cute little bear, and I've got a 30 by 30 square of this beige super soft cuddle fabric. You want to make sure that the squares are exactly the same size, and then you're going to want to put a rounded edge on each one of the corners. And when I do a rounded edge, I use this really cool tool called a dessert plate, because then you can have it handy if you want to eat dessert later. I just put it in the corner and make sure the 2 pieces are flush together, and then I just take the rotary cutter and slice off the edge like that. If you don't want to play with your rotary cutter that way, you can always just place the plate down. You can draw the arc on it with a marker and just cut it with a pair of scissors. So we have those 2 pieces ready. The next thing you're going to need is 2-inch strip of a coordinating piece of cuddle. So this is basically 2 inches tall by 60 inches wide, and you'll need 2 of them. And I already sewed the 2 short edges together. So you can see right there, I've already just taken a 1/2 inch seam and sewed 2 of the short edges together. One thing you want to do is just make sure that the cuddle is going the same direction, before you sew them together. Then you're going to create your own piping. So to create your own piping, you're going to need 120 inches of something to put in the center of the piping. And what we've chosen to use is just a chunky piece of yarn. So you're going to lay this yarn right in the center of your 2-inch strip. You're going to fold it in half, hot dog style. And then you're going to use a zipper foot, if your sewing machine has a zipper foot, so that you can sew right down here, right next to the yarn, but you're going to not want to catch the yarn in. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm coming up on the end of stitching that whole 120 inches, so I just wanted to show you. We do have the zipper foot. The yarn is on the inside. I'm just folding it over so that the yarn stays right in the middle. And then you're just going to stitch so that you get the stitching line close to the yarn, but you don't want to catch the yarn. You only have 120 inches of this to do, but we're almost done. So here we go. And right up to the end. Okay, so with that, you have your piping. Okay, ready? So the next thing you're going to do, now that we have our piping made, is we're going to lay the piping all the way around the outside edge of one piece of the fabric. So I've laid it around the outside going that way with these great things called clover clips. We love them because they hold the fabric in place and they don't poke your fingers. So again, you're just going to want to line it up so that you have the raw edges of the piping right along the raw edge of the blanket, and make sure you catch both the blanket and the piping. When you're ready. Okay, so when you get to a corner, when you're putting these clips on, you want to make sure that you do not pull the piping to stretch around the corner, but instead you want to give it just a little bit extra, because when you turn the blanket inside out, it's going to need to go on an outer curve rather than an inner curve. So put a few more clips in And make sure that you're not pulling it, but that you're giving it a little bit extra in the corner. And when you get back to where you started, you're going to need to overlap the two pieces. So all you're going to do is try to make them kind of smooth right here. Pull one of them out there, one of them right here, and then just clip it together, maybe. And then you're going to take it back over to your sewing machine, and the idea is to stitch exactly in this same line right next to the yarn all the way around the blanket. And we'll be back after we finish that. As I'm picking all the okay, as we're chunking through where we're hooking them together. And we've now got it all the way around the outside edge of one of the pieces of fabric. So you're just gonna cut your threads and cut off your tails. That's not kitty tails, that's just the tails of the piping. There we go. And the next step is to give yourself some space. And we're going to place this one right on top of the other one. And the first thing you're going to want to do is match all of your corners. So you're going to have all of your raw edges together. And I always do all 4 corners first to make sure that it's all going to fit nicely. And then you're just going to add clips all the way around the outside edge of the blanket, and then we'll sew all of the layers together. So we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now that we've got the 3 layers together, the top, the bottom, and the trim, we're just going to try to stitch again in the same line of stitching that we did when we hooked the piping on. And we're just going to go all the way around the blanket, but it's really important that when you get to the end, you leave yourself a hole so you can turn the whole blanket inside out. So 120 inches to go, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're coming around to where we're almost done, and there's just a small opening right here. So I'm going to sew just a little bit farther, and I'm going to back stitch, and then I'm going to pull it out of the machine, go ahead and cut it off, and then all you're going to do is reach inside of the blanket, and I usually go to the far corner and grab the far corner and pull it right on through. So once I get it pulled through, I will typically put my hand back in, and I'm going to go around all of the outer edge just to make sure I don't have any boo-boos in there, and to push the corners out. Oh, it looks like I did okay this time. So then, all you have to do is sew your opening closed, and you have an adorable little perfect piping blanket with a fun print on one side and soft and snuggly on the other. Visit our website for more fun ideas and more tutorials. Have a great day.